That is Elvis and Priscilla right there, the two Canada geese. Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's April 11th, 2023. I'm over in the greenhouse today. And one of the things I want to try and do is make some headway getting ready to move some of the plants around here and get our greenhouse set for sales. So in here, we've got to remove all of the insulation and the heavy weights, the stone bags around here. And they're all going to go over here into this little cubby corner right over here. So that's what we're going to do, is prep this area here for laying down some plastic or weed fabric and then putting the insulation and the stone on top of it. One less spot to mow here and one place to get things set. The other thing I've got to do, and I'll probably start off by doing this, is cleaning up all of the debris that's come into the greenhouse. I'll have to do some weed whacking here. Brought the weed whacker over. The weeds that grow up in between the boards here and all. And get the site somewhat cleaned up quite a bit on this side so that we can get the insulation, the stones out, and then start separating some of the trees and berry bushes and grasses and everything else. Get them separated into their appropriate locations. So I think they'll be joining me before too long, probably after lunch, but it's time for me to get started. So here we go. Okay, I got the bulk of the weeds, the leaves, the dirt out of this area here. I've got quite a bit more to do as soon as I start moving some of the insulation out. And over here, I've got the ladder out, some of the boards out. Got them just outside the door there. I've got more to do. And so got the bulk of the material out of here. That's the dirt, the weeds, and all that. I've got more to do with it, but it'll take me some time. But I think what I'll do, I did find a pallet out back, running really short on pallets. So I think these stone bags here, I'll put on top of the insulation when we get them over there in the corner. That won't happen until after lunch. But I'll try and get as many of these stone bags out onto Mini-Me's little pallet that I've got on the forks out there. So, because I got too many stone bags for the corner there. So that's what I'm going to work on next, just before lunch. Okay, well, it's after lunch. I had a good lunch. Thea's off delivering some CDs to the post office to deliver from our media sales activities. And as you can see, I got the insulation stacked up out here. I've got some of the stone bags right here. And when Thea gets back, she's going to help me. She's going to lay down some plastic down on here. And then we're going to stack the insulation in here, get as much of that stuff in here as possible, because this is really a pain in the butt to mow in here. So I might as well fill in the void. And but one of the things, this is all gravel in here, and the weeds grew up in here, and you can see it's very uneven ground. So today I had my cultivator delivered for my multi-head power attachment. Now I still have the weed whacker, which has its own attachment. It's a self-contained unit, whereas this operates like a hedge trimmer that's on an extension, a pole saw. And today I just got the cultivator, and as you can see, it's used. I went over to the area that I was working on yesterday, which is the area where the rain gutter was, and the IBC totes will be going in the future. But right up against the concrete, I wasn't using the rake. Wasn't using the grapple rake-like attachment to straighten things out. So I just used the cultivator over there, and it worked fantastic. Now this is real bony rock, so we'll see just how well it works here. So one more thing to get done. Well, we just had supper a little while ago. Thea's taking a little bit of a rest, and so things worked out okay today. First thing is, I'll say that the Ego cultivator that goes on the multi-unit power head, that worked extremely well. I was really impressed with how well it worked up against the concrete patio area where the handicap gardens are, where the rain gutter garden was that I removed yesterday. And I used that right up against the concrete and it cut through that. Now that was pretty decent soil there. Over here, this is our hard gravel that I used the unit on to level out the area down in here, and that worked extremely well. Cut through the hard gravel. There are lots of roots because I really let everything grow up the whole season without mowing in there. So as you can imagine, you get small trees with calipers as big as my thumb in there, and it dug those up pretty well. So, and I'll do a full review on that cultivator attachment as well as the power head units and all. I'm pretty much gradually turning over to the Ego system. I really do like my Greenworks equipment. I've been using that for a while. You probably saw in the video I used my Greenworks leaf blower, and I actually have two of those, and they work extremely well. But the Ego system, I really like their battery technology. I like their brushless motors that they've got, and the lightweight of their power head attachments that go on it as well. And I'll make some videos about that. But today we were able to get the basic cleaning out done in both greenhouse sections, and we were able to get the figs out of the coop. So we got fig trees out of the coop. Then we had a visitor, a friend who's run a nursery for years, swung by, picked up a couple of fig trees, and then we got chatting for a while, so I didn't get much more done. So pretty soon we're going to have to get these plants from being tightly bunched together, get them over there. I see we got curly willows here, we got thornless blackberry plants, we've got hosta berries, we got black currants all in here, we got some almond trees here, some crab apples over there, some ornamental grasses, pawpaws in here, persimmons, hosta berries, pink currants, red currants, gooseberries, and I know I'm missing a bunch. So we're trying to get things ready for advertising, sales starting soon. I've got to try and get some work done. I got to get the raspberries that are out back, get those dug up so we can get them up into the eastern garden plot like we talked about in the garden update. And I've got to get the thornless blackberry plants, get those dug up so we can sell those as well. I've got to get all of those trees that we got over there, the oaks, and the white oaks and the swamp white oaks, dug up or taken out of the buckets and heal them into those IBC totes, which I haven't finished yet as well. And I have a whole bunch of work to do in the food force, both food force, two of the three food force this season as well. So I've got to get those things done within the next 2 weeks. And we have some book runs to do in the next 2 weeks as well, and so things are a bit crazy. But I thought I'd end this video showing you what we've got accomplished so far today. Thea's been working up in the office pretty much most of the day. She came out and helped me get the insulation packed in here. Lots of listing books and getting things ready for the book sales, and also that's another big adventure. I also did post the introduction to permaculture, a short article on our website. That's mindfullivingsanctuary.com. Please leave comments if you want to sign up for the newsletter, which is going to be the newsletters about selling plants and all that. The articles, and you can sign up to be notified when I release articles. So I've got a whole bunch of articles that I've gotten ready. I just have to post them every few days or whatever. A lot on permaculture talks and discussions that I've had in the past: hugelkultur, swales, canals, ponds, design, guilds, companion plants, all sorts of different topics that I've discussed in videos, but I wanted to get them in written format on our website for people to refer back to as well. So that's it for today's video. Sorry this is such a long one, and I hope you all stay safe, and the winds are kicking up, and take good care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye-bye now.